And 9 months after the devastating explosion in Dejo Oyelese, Bodija Government Residential Area, affected residents are pleading for federal and state government intervention. The January 16 tragedy claimed multiple lives and destroyed properties worth millions of naira, leaving survivors in urgent need of assistance. Here's the report.
As residents reflect on the devastating events of January 16th, they expressed frustration and despair over the lack of tangible help. The explosion, which occurred on Dejo Oyelese Street, Ibadan, resulted in at least 10 fatalities, 50 injuries, and damage to at least 58 houses. Residents are urging the government to provide support or relief to those affected by the disaster. The scars remain fresh for the Dejo Oyelese vigilante group, comprised of about 250 families, primarily affected by the blast. They feel abandoned by the government, left to fend for themselves.
When disasters happen in other parts of the country, one of the first set of people to rise up to the occasion are the representatives of the people in the local government, state assembly, we have House of Rep people, and the senators. Unfortunately, in this particular instance, we are still expecting them to come around. We thought they should be our voice to talk to the federal government to help with this kind of situation.
Residents like the spokesman of the Dejo Oyelese vigilante group demand that government alleviate their suffering.
It is another statement to say that we are in distress. As many of us have not been able to return to our homes and are still squatting with relatives and friends. Some of our houses destroyed by the blast are now overgrown with weeds and invaded by wild animals. Most of us are senior citizens who have no means of, at the twilight of our life, to embark on building new houses from our meager resources.
9 months later, victims are still grappling with the impact of the explosion and are calling for accountability from the government to curb illegal mining activities.
People who have labored for this nation, people who have served the country and still serving, to be treated like this. My mother was a widow of 50 years. Thank God she left a year before. We were just preparing for her first year anniversary, moving things into the house when this occurred. I'm saying we have a government in this country.
So someone in the area was shouting, put off your light, put off your light. So in the process of putting off the light, that was when the explosion happened. And it caught her right in the garage. All the roller shutters, became splinters.
People who represent us in the houses had not thought it fit to show empathy. Where are the senators? Where are they? And when voting comes, election comes, they keep knocking on your door. I am Mr. So. I want to represent you in this area.
Residents yearn for a stronger connection with the government, asserting that the neglect of the explosion site is a poignant reminder of the need for swift intervention in times of crisis.